What are we looking for? We are in search of an old Lenape cave. Got a nice view looking out from right here. This is quite the cool area back here. You have all these rock formations. Now that's a boulder. Fantastic. Let's get started. Let's have some fun. Let's go explore and see what we can find. Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chris Costa. I'm a nature photographer who tries to do video. Today is October 9th, and it's about 50 degrees out right now, a little chilly. But I think we're going to leave the hat, at least the sun's out. It's going to be an interesting day today, something a little different. I am in Great Meadows, New Jersey, upstate New Jersey, and it's going to be an interesting hike. Right off of Ghost Lake, which is right here, right off of Shades of Death Road. Can't make this stuff up. So, 'tis the season. So, let's get started. Actually, leave the hat here. Don't forget the tripod. Alrighty. For eating the pretzels when they're not completely crushed. Put them in there for safety. Alrighty, let's get started. Let's hope this is a trail, because there really isn't any markings for this. It's just the research that I've done shows that there's somewhat of a path that has been established from people walking back here, going to this place. So, what are we looking for? We are in search of an old Lenape cave that sits somewhere off of the lake, up on the bank on the right somewhere. And we'll talk about the cave and its history and some other information. Also want to mention that I'm kind of doing this hike backwards. I'm starting at the cave as opposed to doing the hike up Ghost Lake Trail that leads up around this area as well. And I'll explain that reason in a little bit. So right now I'm just kind of following the remnants of this trail, and I'm looking up to my right for the cave. The cave overlooks the lake, and it's not too far up I do question as to whether or not I should have come in the wintertime when it's not as leafed out, but we'll see what happens. Here's a look out at the lake. Some of the fall colors changing in the trees. A couple more weeks, at least a week or 2 weeks at the most, probably be a better time to have come. Low bridge. Thorn bush. Got some Canada geese out there. So we continue along the banks of Ghost Lake. Oh, I found it. So this is the cave. But yeah, this is fantastic. So this is Fairy Cave. Let's make our way up to it. Hey bear, hey bear. So here it is, Fairy Cave. Ceiling height's probably about 5 feet. I'm a little hunched over. Goes back pretty deep. I don't know what's back there. Let me get my light. Here's a view from outside. Well, here's a view from inside looking outside. Of course I didn't bring a flashlight, but I do have a little auxiliary light for photography. Hopefully it's charged. Can't remember the last time I even used it. gonna make my way back here one more time. Do a little Blair Witch thing here. Leave it at 75% bright. Alright, we got lots and lots of mosquitoes. There's those field crickets. Wow, there's thousands of field crickets in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if they're showing up on the camera. Ooh, there's some huge ones up there on the ceiling. Man, they're pretty big. I rarely see them that big. You can see how far back it goes. Just a little alcove. Little side passage over here to the right. And that kind of, I'm not sure where that goes. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm freaking these little guys out, and they're going all over the place. Mosquitoes are a little out of control. So, a little bit of information about this cave here. First of all, this lake was not here. This was a creek that ran through here, and it was dammed up in, I forget if it was late 1800s, early 1900s, but there was an early recording in the early 1900s where they surveyed this cave here. It was actually named, well, it's named Fairy Hole, or Fairy Cave. All right, so the excavation happened in 1936 by archaeologist Dr. Dorothy Cross of the New Jersey State Museum. And they said they found thousands of bone fragments from 23 different species of animals. But what was interesting is among the bones, they found a tooth from a giant beaver, which they had not known to be in this area. And so they found that to be pretty fascinating. And so they're not really sure what the overall use of the cave is. They weren't sure if it was, just a place along the trail that they would come and seek shelter in bad weather, or possibly a place to hide if, in danger. But I found out about this place. I was watching a documentary, or maybe it was a lecture I was watching on the Lenape tribes of New Jersey, and they mentioned this place here, and that's why there's some dewdrops dripping off of the tree, and I was it's like, it can't be raining. So I was watching the lecture, and they were talking about, they mentioned this cave and the significance of it and everything that was found, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And I went on Google and did some research and found some information about it, and the trail, and even All Trails actually has a trail that kind of leads up this way. But I think enough people have been back here over the years, and so now there is like an actual trail, more so than some of the other places along there. There's some places it's just you're definitely bushwhacking. In the wintertime, you would have no problem finding this place. But I wanted to come in the fall because I was kind of hoping there were more fall colors to get a shot of the lake. And I also wanted to come here early in the morning again because I didn't want the sun to be too high in the sky to blow out all the leaves and everything. But did not anticipate having the large tree right in the middle here. So that kind of, and the other trees as well, kind of blocking the view. So getting a photo overlooking the lake, it's not going to happen today, but there are some other spots. So what I'm planning on doing now is I'm going to hike back, and I'm going to hike back down the trail. I'm not going to do the whole hike. I'll probably do maybe like 2 miles. There's a couple of scenic spots that are along the trail. Check them out. That should be cool. And yeah, just have fun the rest of the day. But I'm pretty stoked about finding the cave, seeing it in, excellent condition. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, there are two other really small caves that I think are up further and down further. But I think that would be a better wintertime exploration to try to find them. But yeah, pretty awesome. Just sitting here is, it's crazy to think that, at one time, this was, a bunch of the Lenape would have been hanging out right here. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to see if I can find a photo of the archaeological dig, because they have them sitting like right in front of these rocks, and it looks exactly the same now as it did back then. And maybe I'll try to match the photo, and it'd be kind of cool. So I'm pretty sure the archaeological team, they were kind of, I think Dorothy was sitting right here, and then they were kind of like behind her. But pretty iconic shot. So do my best. All right, I'm gonna get a drink of water before moving on. All right, we have reconnected up with the Ghost Lake Trail, and this will take us down to, or back down to the lake, Ghost Lake. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier. This is, I think, all part of Jenny Jump State Park, Jenny Jump State Forest. There is camping on the other side of the lake over here. I accidentally took the wrong road up here and kind of like looked at all the campsites. There's some with some really nice views. Thinking about maybe coming up here and camping. Found all the Canada geese. They've made their way over here. I don't want to disturb them any more than I have today. Beautiful area back here. Lots of ferns, huge boulders, interesting rock formations. Let's see what's over here. Standing in a little bit of a ditch. A little overgrown. Some blue wood aster. Saw a bunch of the white wood aster earlier today. Another look at the lake. And we're coming out to the lake, and this trail is going to actually cross over the lake, but thinking I'm going to climb up over here and take a look, see what's over on this side. Got the lake down here. The cave was over there, and the trail we're going to take runs down that way, and it'll take us up and across, and then we'll be heading down that way. Let's get back on the trail and head across the lake. Coming up to the lake crossing, Ghost Lake, on the Ghost Lake Trail. Beautiful day. A little chilly, but overall, beautiful day. So from here, we can see the other side of the lake, and you can see where that one down tree is. Off to the left of that is where the cave is. So I can almost see the cave from here. I don't know if I can see it on the camera though. Little goldenrod's going to seed. Make our way across. I'm gonna stop up here on the platform and see if I can see anything in the water. Any wildlife, any fish, frogs, turtles. The lake's not that deep. I mean, right here, it's maybe 2 feet, if that. I can see the bottom. Alright, moving off of that little lake bridge and heading into the woods. You know, earlier I said I was kind of doing this hike backwards. Originally, there's a trailhead about 4 miles down the road. It's Ghost Lake Trail, and it comes up and it kind of brings you up over to this area. And that was originally the plan, to hike up that trail, but I wanted to get here early in the morning, and I didn't want to hike the trail in the dark. And 2, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find the cave, so that was another problem. And I didn't want to hike 4 miles up and then spend hours trying to find the cave, potentially. So I figured I'd park over on the other side of the lake over there, and then it's not even a mile hike. It's pretty easy. Pretty back here. I can imagine in the middle of the summer when everything is completely leafed out. It probably looks pretty amazing. All these tulip poplars back here. This is quite the cool area back here. You have all these rock formations and kind of like outcroppings, and man, I want to climb up on all of them and just check them out. You got that one down there, and you got this one over here to the left. I mean, how awesome does that look? All the way up there. Yeah, and there is kind of a path that kind of runs up that way. I mean, they're definitely accessible. It's definitely off the beaten path. But yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really curious as to what's up there, what kind of views are up there. So cool. But for now, I'm going to stay on the trail for the most part. Definitely makes me want to come back and do a lot more exploring back here. Maybe in the springtime. Got some spring flowers growing back here. I mean, wintertime it's not as leafed out, but I just think this place might be gorgeous in the spring. I'm gonna have to put this on my spring list. That was definitely a chipmunk. I mean, just look at those rock formations. Like they're calling my name. Chris, come and climb us. Chris, check it out over here. Alright, moving on. Moving right along. God, look at that giant rock in front of us. Here's the other angle of that giant rock. Now that's a boulder. Alright. Time for a much needed break. Been walking uphill since I left the lake. Lots of traffic noise right here, unfortunately. So basically, when we were at the cave, that mountain area that was to the right-hand side of the cave, that's basically what I've been climbing ever since I left the lake. It just keeps going up. Eventually, it's gotta stop eventually, right? I think these were my daughter's pretzels. I think she left them in the car. Just not missing anything. They're a little stale. She doesn't watch my videos anyway, so she'll never know. Alright, we are back on the trail. I'm looking for an offshoot to the left, which is going to take us along another trail that should bring us out to the overlook. So, keeping my eyes peeled. Traffic noise is a little less back here. Another large rock formation on the right. I don't know if you can see it past all the trees. I wonder if this is the little junction that I'm looking for. Looks like a path. Alright, let's go find out where this goes. Oh wow. Got a nice cool breeze down there. Right here it's got a weird warm breeze. A little bit of an overlook. Let's go down there. Pretty nice view from here. Once again, a couple more weeks. It's going to explode with color. Here, let me show you. You can hear the geese and some of the other birds down at the lake. So basically the lake is down there. This would typically be an overview of the Ghost Lake, but you would have to come here later in the fall or winter or early spring when everything's not leafed out to be able to see the lake. But cool spot. Nice little overlook. A lot of this red cedar kind of growing up and around this particular area. Definitely a old structure of some sort. Could have been a tower, could have been pretty much anything. Alrighty, that's going to wrap it up for this little adventure here in North Jersey. Thanks for coming along as we visited Fairy Cave, the old Lenape cave overlooking Ghost Lake. That was pretty awesome. And then making our way up the side of this little mountain to this overlook. It's a shame we can't see the lake from up here, but still have some pretty nice views, so it's pretty cool. So, hey, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch everybody in the next video. Peace. Alrighty, leaving this beautiful place. If you enjoyed the video and want to see some more this type of content, please do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it.